Welcome back to Let's Play Katawa Shoujo. I feel like shit today. Okay, so last time I recorded, I was feeling kind of hyper at the time, so my commentary felt more randomer. I am not hyper today, but essentially I was on Saturday, right? I literally slept through the majority of Sunday. And then Monday today is like freaking cold. I think I've got a cold. My throat is like So, you know, the idea of recording when I'm just like just doesn't seem pleasant, but because I only recorded the one part last time. Yeah, that's me right there. Exceptionally groggy. I get up like a good boy and put on my uniform, then make my way to the main school building without eating breakfast. I sit in my seat in classroom free, wave my green to me shins like I do every morning, and let the rain wash over me. See what I mean though? Like I mentioned in the previous part, I don't pause when reading usually. Well, I do, but not at the point where you're supposed to. The afternoon classes are always longer than those in the morning. This is true regardless of whether I counted by the minute or by the number of doodles drawn in my notebooks. Today I'm especially distracted as I keep thinking about reading. Did I manage to properly tell her that I want to get better? Did she understand a word of what I was saying? I think about the kiss we shared and what it means. She was so out of her mind, maybe it means nothing. But we've been getting closer lately. What does that mean? I think about Rin more and more nowadays. I wonder if she thinks about me. The ringing of bells makes me flinch and then realize that I haven't been paying attention during the latter half of the class at all. I look at the assortment of sketches traveling up and down the margins of my notebook in the last hour. Feeling vaguely disappointed in myself, I pack up and get to the hallway. Rin is standing right outside the door, her presence stopping me in my tracks as soon as I spot her. Her posture is relaxed as always, but I suddenly feel like I just ate a crowbar. It sounds painful. Could be to describe my sore throat as well. It's just like It's just like, I don't know how to describe it really. It's just that horrible feeling you get when you got a sore throat. It's horrible. And the usual headache combined with it is, of course. I'm having a hard time meeting her gaze. She doesn't seem to have any trouble looking at me, but those dark eyes are making me feel flustered for no reason. It's hard to look straight at her, so I turn my face away a little. I don't know what one should say in this kind of situation. Then again, I rarely know what to say to Rin in any given situation. Hi. Hello. I try to get rid of the awkwardness in my voice and invoke a more natural way of speaking. I suddenly worry about where I should put my hands. It feels like they're in the way somehow. How you feeling? You were pretty out of it yesterday. I'm okay, what do you mean yesterday? You don't remember? She tilts her head to the side like a bird looking somewhat confused. Remember what? I have a pretty bad memory. About yesterday. What about yesterday? I came to see you and I don't remember that kind of thing happening. She really doesn't remember. I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel disheartened all the same. I remember that I promised to show you one place though. Did that happen for real? Maybe I just think that I remember that and I really don't. She did promise something like that, but I'm not sure if it was in the previous part or the part before it. No, that was real too. Okay, do you want to go? Now? Yeah. Well, sure, why not? Is it far? It's not. Together we walk downstairs and then outside the usual summer day. We're in good cutters and all greets us as birds as well. It's immensely hot and without the air conditioning the classrooms offer, I stop sweating immediately. My throat. Give me a moment. Strepsils! You know the odd thing about stuff like that? You take it when you've got a bad throat, sore throat, whatever, you know? but it doesn't really soothe it quite that much. It soothes it slightly. As soon as the whole thing's gone, it's just back to being like... horrible. We start along the tree-lined pathway that leads towards the dawns. The cherry trees offer shade with the sunlight blinking through the hole in the canopy. The light creates a chaotic pattern of shadows, dabbled with bright places where the beams hit the pavement. Rin's eyes were wandering in every direction but mine. I get the feeling that it's intentional. You know, this is kind of off subject, but I just realized something. I think it was earlier today, and some memory just came back to me. On my main channel, I've got literally over 3,000 videos total now. I didn't even notice that, because I suppose my videos have gotten to a point where, like, when I'm looking at my videos page, it doesn't show how many videos there are, because there's like, wow, there's too many to display that. But I'd randomly search for my Cosmic Journey video that I'd uploaded yesterday on that channel. Kind of just like to see if it shows up on a YouTube search. And they also showed my channel underneath it. Just showed how much videos and subscribers are gone and all that. And I was like, holy shit, have I really uploaded that much on this channel? Actually, how much is on this channel? Well, how about that? My main channel's in the 3,000 video kind of area, while this one is in the 300 area. Man, there's a lot of videos. She leads me to the back gate once again, taking us through it and into the forest beyond. As before, the dropping temperature and the drastically reduced levels of light make it feel like the forest is swollen in its belly or whatever. We head uphill along the same path as last time, sneaking around trees and boulders, over roots and rocks, past wild undergrowth. Birds sing. That's right, birds sing somewhere in the woods. So is for the humming background music of the treetops. We pass a small clearing with a big maple that is now called the worry tree. The climb steepens, then becomes easier again. I have to stop a few times to catch my breath, then hurry after Rin, who doesn't stop to wait for me. Soon I'm out of breath again. Suddenly the trees end and we emerge from the forest. The boundary of the woods is sharp and abrupt, as though a line had been drawn to mark it. The hill continues to climb up a little further ahead, and from here to the top it's a rocky meadow. Patches of grass and small bushes that look like they are growing straight from the rock. You know, I remember this area, because I've played this route before, but it also kind of sort of reminds me of an area that I've been to in real life. Sort of. It's been years since I actually went to there, but it does remind me of an area that I've been to before. We soon reach the highest point with the forest behind us and the view to every direction opening in front of our eyes. The city lies far below and away, lazily reveling in the quiet afternoon mood. You can see pretty far from here, and the vista is beautiful. I wonder how high up we are. Although I don't think what the area I'm thinking of was actually, you know, really far uphill or anything like that. Although I have been to, you know, uphill kind of, you know. I mean, I live in Wales, there's a shit ton of hills, but I don't tend to go up hills very much. I remember this one time, I was going to, like, see this one castle, but we didn't know where it was. So, I was with, just walks up the hill to have a look. I try to climb up as well. I'm just like, oh, no, I can't climb hills, no. Not a hill like that. So yeah, I am not very good at walking up hills. It's a lot more exhausting than simply, you know, walking. I breathe the fresh air and feel my heart rate slowly going back down. I think I might have overdone it a bit. Higher pulse is dangerous to me. I'm feeling fine right now, though. The wind picks up, rustling my hand, causing the trees below us to sway. It makes the grass undulate in waves as the breeze sweeps across the hilltop. Sun shines from the open sky upon us, few clouds passing by to shadow it. What was painful heat before is now gentle warmth. I take a good look around. The hilltop is pretty in the way nature often is. Unplanned harmony found in a natural arrangement of things. The most striking feature is the abundance of small yellow flowers. They're literally everywhere in this small meadow. I can't help commenting on it. Wow, a lot of flowers. Yeah, do you know this kind? They will fly away. Yeah, dandelions. Oh, many of them at the school because they cut the grass so often. Nobody cuts grass up here. The fragile-looking flowers will soon turn white and fluffy like cotton, and the wind will carry their seeds away. Would those be the type of, like, you know, flowers that'd be a real pain in, well, the eyes and the nose and all that for people like me with hay fever? It's like, oh, how wonderful. Yeah, it is, isn't it? I crouch down to look at one tiny yellow flower, silently basking in the sunlight. There's not a hint of white yet, so it's still waiting for its time to be fulfilled. It's like, and soon I will wreak havoc on those who have hay fever. I brush my fingers against, well, it's pollen, isn't it? But I don't know much about flowers, I suppose that is, isn't it? I don't know. No point in trying to comment on flowers if I know jack shit about it. All I know is I've got hay fever, and around the time where, you know, pollen and all that crap is at its peak, it's a pain in the eyes and the nose. I brush my fingers against the delicate yellow petals, feel the soft texture in my fingertips. It feels nostalgic somehow. I hear Rin approaching from behind and stand back up to face her. She has a weird look on her face. Something on your mind? I don't know, it's just... You just look so sad all the time and become upset so easily, and it makes me confused, and I really don't remember much about yesterday except that you came to my room and that's why I actually got... Jesus Christ! I don't pause much when I read lines, but Rin, you're overdoing it. Jesus Christ! I can't read all that in one go. Man, that... Whoa. Okay, let's try that again. You just look so sad all the time, become upset so easily, and it makes me confused, and I really don't remember much about yesterday except that you came to my room and that's why I became... I'm stumbling over my lines, I can't read for that long without doing that. That's why it might be because of me, so it's because of me I think that I know why. Oh, there is a comma there. It's because people don't really like talking to me, and you might be the same, and that would be sad. I know that people that I'm talking about always done envy too always say that I'm strange and that I talk strange things, so I thought I try not to say strange things, but that just makes me think more and new and strange and colourful. Paragraphs, man, that's what's throwing me off here. New and strange and colourful there was not a good word, but maybe understand anyway an odd thing, so if I want to say something I don't really know how, and then the words are not the same as the thoughts because something goes wrong on the way out, but it's not like the thoughts are really the thing I should be saying. More like the idea of the thought or the feeling of the idea or the idea of the feeling that it's not really any of those either, but there is no word for it unless I invent a new one, which is not really useful, so I've been thinking if doing things is better than saying so. Maybe because yesterday I took those pills and I was feeling a little strange, I might have done something that I should. And besides, I don't even know if it would have been any better if I just could say the thought there is no telepathy. That's real telepathy, isn't there? I think it'd be terrible and useful at the same time, but right now I wouldn't mind because misunderstanding's so easy, but understand it's not, and I thought. I grasp her shoulder and squeeze hard to make her stop. I don't have the capacity to take all that in at once. I read all that, and I didn't take that in at all. It's just one in one ear, out the other. From what I get is, she's probably, well, kind of maybe worried that she thinks that she's weird and would not like to continue interacting with her or something, I don't know. And her habit of, you know, having poor communication skills, but I can kind of relate to that. A lot of times I'll like say something and just be like, moments after be like, that's not quite how I wanted to word that though. Or it's just like, that's not what I meant. It's like, I think more than I speak, and like putting it into words, it just kind of stumbles. It's just like, and That's what it seems like to me when I'm just like, I'm going to say something that I've been thinking of, and I've rehearsed it in my mind very well. It goes like blah, 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 blah. Shit, fucked it up. That's what it's like for me. I like, we'll go over things to say in my head. It's like, yes, got it. Perfect, perfectly rehearsed. As soon as I speak, blah, 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 blah. Fuck. Rin shuts up instantly. Take a breath. I'm not upset. Why would I be? I'm just a little confused, but it's alright. I wonder if I was making a face she doesn't like again. I guess I've been thinking about yesterday all the time. You know, I wonder what Rin would think of me then. Because quite a number of times I feel that my default face is either kind of like stone, no expression, pissed off look, depressed look, or probably a kind of sarcastic smile of some sort, I imagine. But generally, like, some people, like, would just, like, think that I'm in, like, a bad mood, or I'm, like, depressed at that moment in time, or anything like that. I mean, I do stuff with depression and all, but usually when people point out, it's like, hey, you look a bit depressed there. Usually I'm not actually depressed when people actually point it out like that. I'm just kind of like in my own little world. It's like, nah, I'm just spaced out. So, I don't know. But anyway, I wonder if I was making a face, and I guess I've been thinking about this all this time. Maybe I looked weird. I wish I had a mirror with me at all times. You know what? Wait. Yeah, he must have been spaced out like me, so that's probably how I look. I always assume I just look pissed off all the time, but I suppose I also look depressed at times as well. I usually just kind of like, I don't know why, I suppose it's the social anxiety. I try to keep a stone face, not show much emotion. So, like, I find myself just kind of like deep in thought, and literally just, you know, people when they're deep in thought, they have their like, where they just pose with their hand just like, resting on their chin or jaw or wherever, and it's like, I do that partially because I'm thinking, and like at the same time trying to keep my mouth from like showing too much emotion, just like, And I think the reason for that is because I've gotten into a habit of doing that so much, is that if I actually showed any emotion and someone comments on it, I'd feel awkward, because suddenly, like, center of attention, what are you smiling for, why are you frowning, or something like that. It's like, don't acknowledge it, man, I feel awkward. No need to get it all said at once, I'll listen even if you talk slower. It just came out, sorry, I'm okay now, I just wanted to say something, I didn't mean that much. It's weird, isn't it? She looks at me with a surprisingly timid expression. There's that music again. Do, do, do. D minor, F major is the key to this music piece. Maybe it changes key at one point, but that is the key generally. But anyway, she looks at me with a surprisingly timid expression, one that I haven't seen before. I can't help but laugh a little. Yeah, it's weird. You are a pretty weird person, but there's nothing wrong with that. Thanks for being weird about me. I'm going to get better. But I'm going to get better, I mean. I told you that yesterday, but I guess you don't remember that either. I don't know, I wonder what else I forgot. Hopefully nothing important like the whole name. That'd be terrible. Well, you kissed me. I did? Yeah, you did, on the lips. I try to sound as matter-of-fact as I can, but I worry that I might be blushing again. Did you kick me? No, why would I do that? It's all good, right? It's okay, right? I didn't forget my name. Yeah, it's okay. I wish I was more suave so that I could come up with a better follow-up to that. But nothing comes to mind. It's a good thing that Rin has more to say. It makes me feel relieved somehow. You know, his comment there is just like, if I was in that situation, I probably would be able to think of something suave. But you know, like I said, I probably wouldn't be able to say it, because there's just like, loads of like, thoughts going to my mind, just like, okay, say this, and that, and this, and that, and then it comes out as blah, 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 blah. It doesn't come out as gibberish, but it doesn't come out the way I want it to, essentially. So I end up wording it completely different. I think I should say sorry. I'm really bad with people. Some things are hard to understand, like jellyfish. Do you understand jellyfish? I guess not. Well, one fact I remember reading about certain type of jellyfish, I forget what type it is, or maybe it's just jellyfish in general, that there's apparently jellyfish that are immortal, essentially. Like, they apparently, like, kind of, like, I don't know how it works, really. I suppose they just, like, when they die, they just kind of, like, reborn, kind of, like, resurrect or something like that, I don't know. But, at the same time, just be like, oh, they're immortal, except for the fact that, oh, here comes a giant whale to eat them all up. Just like, yeah, you may be able to do all that, but, let's see you try that when you've just been eaten by a whale. I don't think so. People like jellyfish to me. I don't understand. Now it's her turn to make a face I don't really like seeing. I've never really had friends. What about me? Yeah, I'm your friend for one. It's just like, screw Emmy! I mean, think about it. We already talk a lot to each other, and we've even got upset at each other and then forgiven the other for it. That's what they call friendship. It's really nice for you to say that. I have always been able to tell everything to pencils and paper. Stumbling over my words again. I have always been able to tell everything to pencils and paints and paper. They are my best friends. It's harder with people who have to use words. That's hard for me. Yeah, I know. You told me about how you forget. Rin nods at me wisely, and I dare to attempt showing her a little encouraging smile. I hope I do it properly if she doesn't reply in any way. No, I have a similar thing, like the communication thing. I'm crap at being social. It's just like, I don't know. But, well, I've also got pretty crappy memory, but not to the same extent of Rin, but I do have pretty crap memory. My mind is very odd with what it can remember as well. Like, someone could be like, saying something to me, and it goes in one year and out the other year, but some things stick around. And there's usually things where it just doesn't make sense. It's just like selective kind of stuff. Like some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. It's just like my mind latches onto the most randomest things. It's like, okay, we'll keep that bit of information, but throw out the rest. Or something, I don't know. I feel really glad. The distance Rin put between herself and everything else has made me feel really uneasy ever since I met her. If we become real friends, I'm sure I could understand her more. I'm pretty sure that this way we can close the gap of understanding between us. But will it be that easy, Hisao? My thoughts don't transmit to Rin. She seems lost deep in thought, wandering amidst the sea of yellow flowers covering the grassy hilltop. It's just as well. Time passes a breeze, making the taller grass sway. Gently in time with the wind and the music. Rin hums a little song to herself. Oh, she's also gone along with the music as well, is she? To herself so quietly that I can't tell what it is, if it's even anything at all. A stronger gust sweeps over the hilltop, and the silent trees in the wind buries the song away. Wait for it! Wait, what? It didn't go into it! There's like kind of a xylophone or something kind of bit in that I'm pretty sure changes key. I'm not sure though. I've never been able to figure out the timing on it. A stronger gust sweeps over the hilltop, and the sound of the trees in the wind buries the song away, and then it comes back. I check my watch more out of habit more than anything else. It's 4:30 right now. Well, Actually, it's nearly 20 to 4 right now, but still in the 30 area, so you're about nearly an hour off there on this Saturday afternoon. You know, wait. No. If I had actually recorded up to this point on Saturday, then fair enough. But as I said, I slept through Sunday, so I didn't get to record. I like went to sleep around about like 6 or something in the morning. Woke up like 10 or something like that. I'm surprised. I slept all that time. Well, I didn't. I woke up a few times, but I just went back to sleep more or less. There it is. I think that's a key change. Rin looks into the distant horizon with that odd blank stare of hers, as if she were looking at nothing at all. Her pupils are dark and quiet, like a pair of deep, still ponds. You're gonna become better, right? Sure. Me too, you know, I'm gonna talk to that friend of the teacher and ask her to put my stuff in her place and work hard to get all that done. I decided that just now, you know, but I think I knew it all along. I've had this feeling for a long time now that I'm gonna change. Even if I hate it and don't want it. Even if I want to, I would change. Like I'm not enough the way I am. I think that this could be a good way to do it because it's like a straight line. Like I've learned all the things in my life so far just for this. It's just art and it's the only thing I really know. I know what I'm gonna do, so it's good. I'm not afraid at all. I feel like I always do. Is that weird? Like I always do, man. No, not at all. I close my eyes and drift into the irresistible sensation that has been growing inside me all week long. I float up. Why do I sing like an opera singer? Towards the surfaces of my own life. The pressure of being underwater slowly diminishes. The weightless sensation becomes stronger and the birds louder. I break the surface of the water, lifting my head into the sunlight and inhale deeply. You know, I find it odd now at this point that at the start it's like, oh, I got a real bad sore throat, and here I am singing like an idiot anyway. Breathing in fresh air as if it were the first time in a long, long while. My lungs fill with oxygen and I open my eyes to see Rin's peaceful, determined face. We walk down the slope carefully and slowly to avoid falling down, Rin in the lead and me a few steps behind. Rin surely can do this. Even if she can't, she's going to pull through. I'm sure that I can keep my head above water too, from now on. The sun sets behind our backs, setting the world ablaze in its orange glow. I keep watching the back of the red-headed girl descending the path a few steps ahead of me. If it's only this much, the distance between us is definitely within my reach. Oh. Acts 3 distance. There's that cynical look. And the pose he was doing, that's exactly me, man. Especially in waiting rooms, like I mentioned one time. I'm just like, You just pulled out of your mind, just kind of thinking, just like, But that's not what you're thinking, essentially, but various kind of things. You could be like thinking of something serious or something completely stupid. I asked you a question, the guy. You've been rambling again.